Without a doubt, the most polarizing weapon in all of Counter-Strike's history. Those able to master its ways have dominated the game. Today, we're going to go over some history and facts on this legendary weapon. The weapon we're talking about, of course, is the AWP. My name is Cruxel, and you're watching Valve Guides. This video is made possible by CSGO Empire. It's one of the most fun and safe places to gamble, and you deposit your skins and place bets on which of the 3 coins you think will win. Win some money and withdraw from a selection of thousands of amazing skins. Also, if you use the code GUIDES, you can get 50 cents for free to start playing. The tagline of the AWP is high risk, high reward. This could not be more of an accurate description for the AWP. It has always been known for doing the highest damage in the game and absolutely decimates teams if used correctly.
Exposed position, picks up the frag onto Alu, goes for the quick second shot. Forest is causing, oh my goodness, so much damage done here by Kenny S. Another frag found, and again Kenny S.
Perhaps the most solo-friendly gun in the game, one player can easily carry an entire team if they are competent enough and can hit their shots and can position themselves correctly. The booming roar of each AWP shot can be heard across the map easily. It's absolutely enormous, over half the size of your player model when held on your back. This grand presentation is no accident. Valve have meticulously designed the AWP to be one of the biggest, most ferocious guns in the game. Now let's go over some interesting facts on the gun, and reasons why it should be known as one of the greatest guns in the franchise. First up is the technical overview of this weapon. When it comes to movement, using an AWP makes you absolutely sluggish. Not as bad as when holding an LMG like the Negev or M249, but you are definitely slowed down quite a bit when it's equipped compared to the other guns in the game. In fact, when unscoped, you are slowed down to 80% of your normal speed, and when scoped, you are halted to a mere 40% of normal movement speed in game. It has an incredible armor penetration though of 97.5%, which allows you to hit many wallbangs in CSGO that aren't possible with any other weapon. It fires a .338 caliber round capable of killing the enemy with one shot to the torso, even with armor. The bolting and reloading of this gun is just as slow as the movement, unfortunately, which is without a doubt a measurement put in place by Valve in order to bring some realism into the game, as well as giving some balance to a weapon that many people believe is already pretty overpowered. Another factor for balance is unscoped accuracy.
An area of CSGO that I found very underwhelming when I initially moved over to the game, and still to this day bothers me and has never sat right with me, is the inaccuracy on no scopes with the AWP.
Even if you are standing still and crouching, while unscoped you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. You absolutely need to be scoped to hit any shot accurately, unless you have luck on your side and can hit some elite no scopes.
Okay.
Make sure that if you do get one, to let your enemy know in chat. Nothing will make them saltier. The next category we are going over is the usage of the AWP in CSGO and previous Counter-Strike titles. The AWP is an incredible $4,750 in CSGO. This means you have to save up a considerable amount of money in order to have a full buy of the AWP along with armor and utilities. With that high price tag comes a crushingly low kill reward. With each kill, you're only given a mere $100, so you better be hitting shots or else you have wasted tons of money for not only yourself but your team as well. That's why many pro teams have one dedicated player who utilizes the AWP.
Falling apart here for Navi, getting a bit scary, but then Guardian has something to say about that. Takes out the kill on Apex, that was on Argent. Wow, what a shot onto RPK, gets the flick on the Maniac, and that's one!
He is able to provide kills for the team and hold angles better than any of them could. They don't want to have wasted almost $5,000 on someone who just drops it for the enemy team. With the AWP being a sniper, it is pretty self-explanatory on how it should be used in game. Unless you can hit flicks like Kenny S.
Again, Kenny's gonna go ahead, peek in a second, and he gets the flick on his Zipnix!
It's best to hold angles as far off as possible, so that those with rifles have a harder time seeing and hitting you, while your scope is zoomed in on them, providing an effortless kill. As many of you know, the AWP is only a one-hit kill to anywhere above the pelvic region, so if you get the unfortunate luck of shooting an enemy in the leg, you will deal only up to about 85 or so health points. This is usually followed by them immediately punishing your poor shot and obliterating you in return.
Significant, and he not peeking, spots it right away!
The bolt-action firing system on the weapon leads it to have an incredibly low fire rate. Enemies can capitalize on this by quickly peeking after a teammate has fallen and getting a trade kill before you're able to take another shot. For this reason, it is best to hold angles near cover so you can get a frag and fall back to kill time in between shots. You see pros using this strategy all the time, and perhaps that is what makes them play at that level. Recognizing the faults in a weapon's usage and adjusting it for them is one of the biggest things you need to do in order to up your skill in a game as difficult to master as Counter-Strike. Finally, we will go over what has changed since past iterations of Counter-Strike. The AWP has seen plenty of facelifts, name changes, and general revamps over the history of the multiple games in the Counter-Strike franchise. Previous names include Arctic Warfare Police, Magnum Sniper Rifle, Arctic Warfare Magnum, and my personal favorite, Arctic Warfare Super Magnum, or Awesome for short. In terms of general mechanics, it has stayed pretty true to its roots over the course of CS's history. The only major differences between titles are the reload times. In CS 1.6 and Condition 0, the reload time was 2.5 seconds. This was greatly elongated in future titles, having a 3.7 second reload time in Source and Global Offensive. These changes were brought out to include more balance to the game. The movement speed has also been changed, with a speed of 210 units per second in previous titles, and a slight shift downward to 200 units per second in Global Offensive. The scoped movement speed was also considerably faster in older titles, 50 units a second faster to be precise. This used to be the same in Global Offensive until the infamous nerf of the op a couple of years ago, where the scoped movement speed was cut considerably. Even with all the changes brought forth, it is still probably the most commonly purchased and used gun in CSGO, especially in casual. Try to join a casual match on Dust 2 and not get opt. It's literally impossible. This is with reason, as the gun is absolutely enormous and super fun to use once you get to master it. Well, that about wraps up today's video. If you learned anything about the op today, leave a like. Thank you for watching to the very end of this one, guys. What makes the op so incredible to you? Leave a comment about it. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully you guys enjoyed my commentary. I'm still kind of the new guy around here. My name is Cruxel, and I'll see you next time. This video was made possible by CSGO Empire. It's one of the most fun and safe places to gamble, and you deposit your skins and place bets on which of the 3 coins you think will win. Win some money and withdraw from a selection of thousands of amazing skins. Also, if you use the code GUIDES, you can get 50 cents for free to start playing.